Good morning. I'm Kathy Rearward with Beyond 60, and I thought that I would come on today and do an update on SEINT makeup. And I have been working with it for, just about 3 months now. And I'm just thoroughly in love with it. But I've had some questions about applications and things. A lot of my clients have been they've been either older or maybe non-makeup wearers, and so I kind of wanted to change the protocol a little bit about it to make it fit to those. I know SEINT is such a beautiful company and everyone is really young, and so I kind of wanted to adapt a little bit different technique based on my 40 years experience as a makeup artist. So stay tuned. I'm just going to show you what I've thought on how to make a video on just doing the basics that you can get, kind of a makeup 101 for mature makeup. And so stay with me. I think you might enjoy this. The first thing that I've done is I've gone ahead. I'm going to go ahead and I put a primer on my face because I do need a primer. There's two of them that I'm working with. One is my Jane Iredale, which is a silicone based. The other one that I've been working with that is so, which kind of hits everything at once, is my Dermalogica Primer. And what that is, it's a non-silicone base, and it's a tinted moisturizer. So it has worked very well. I know a lot of professional makeup artists around the world use it as their go-to because you're kind of putting everything in one package. You've got your sunscreen, you've got your primer, you've got your diffuser. So that works. Sometimes I find that I don't even have to put anything on. So that's what I've done so far. I'll put a link down below and I will list what I'm doing. So the first thing that I have this is kind of my own development. And it's based on so many of my color matches that I've simplified the application of SEINT makeup. And I know you've all watched SEINT and they kind of just, put all your contouring and stuff. But some of my clients say, well, I'm not so sure I want to do all that. So that's kind of the direction that I'm going today. The first thing that I'm going to do, and you know me, I'm always for let me get my brushes here. I said I was going to be so organized, and I'm going to be. Okay, I put them all on one tray, so I knew what I was doing. So I'm going to take a detail brush. I don't know all these names yet. And I have found that I'm having wonderful luck with working with the 3D correctors for the lid as the setting. So I'm going to use today, okay, and I'm just dotting this, and I'm going to use that as my primer. So I put it on, and then I'm just going to blend it out. And this has a whole different consistency than your makeup bases, your highlighters, because as you've kind of talked, as we kind of have talked about, you always want to do, even if you're not even going to put a makeup base, so you always want to neutralize your eyelids because of the colors. and we get the red. Oh, that's my Mary Lucy telling me what's going on. So I've kind of put this on. I'm going to take a little bit of it, and this is 01, and it's very sheer, but it's got a totally different setting. So I'm just going to kind of work it a little bit in my blue area. And so you can tell right now, oh, we've got to get the ditches, but I mean, again, this is absolutely not necessary. It's tough for me to sit there and look at my face and not do this. So that's what I used. I used Orange 1 as from 3D, because that, like I said, it's a whole different consistency. That's for color correcting. And I've been having great success with it as a primer for my eyes. That way I don't have to refer them to my other lines. Some of my favorites that I use, they have it all in their palette, just you know, to make things very simple. The other thing I'm going to pick out now, as you know, SEINT calls their makeup bases highlights. So today I'm going to take, and another thing that I like to do, and we can use their blush and blender. A lot of times they will use maybe the other one that puts it on more, and I'll show you both with. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a coat of makeup on my face, and I like to take my SEINT setting spray and just spray my brushes. It just, so we're gonna, I have my my master kit here. If I can get it open. I hope you guys are having a great day. Here's all my colors. Now normally I'm Candlelight or Sun-Kissed or something. I'm going to try a little bit different color today. I want to, and I'm just dotting this in. And you can dot it how many, you know. Usually I've got to cover up my zit. And I'm buffing this in to get a lighter. And like I said, I have actually sprayed the brush with a setting spray. So it's just simple. So you can see that without having, I'm going to show you a little bit of bronzer at the end, but I'm just doing a light cut, and this makes it for you know, we have a tendency with cream makeup to get too much on, and so by using the buff brush and this end, you can use either end, they're going to work. And we'll start with the center of the face again over here. And this is just absolutely blending out all the different colors. I'm not concentrating on doing any corrective work like on my, if I had rosacea or if I had pigmentation, because we could also, after you had your base color in and you weren't real happy with it, I've got a zit right there. Can you believe it? My age, and I get one. Is we could actually come, if we had to, let's play like I have rosacea. If we come in with mango and dot it in here a little bit. And you can also do your deeper color too. All right, so you can see that I'm getting some nice covering and a more luminous look to my face, and I think that's very, very important because it makes us look so many years younger, especially with the cream foundations. They are just, I have been playing with several. I love the SEINT. I really love the SEINT. I like it for my clients because they travel so much, they don't want to haul all this makeup. I just have been getting them ready for if they want to take a cruise so they can have it all in one palette and not have to worry. All right, so that's my first step. Now, well, it's my second step because I used the 3D Foundation 01 as my primer for my eyelids. So that neutralized everything. And then I just kind of mixed, I sprayed my brushes, and this is my brush and bronzer. And this, the bigger and fluffier the brush, the less color you're going to get. So it's easier not to get too much, because me, when I'm working with the other brushes, I have a tendency, I get heavy-handed, and I don't like that look. Okay, there we are. So now I'm going to kind of skip ahead and go into, instead of, as you know, we go in with our contour, and we contour here, and we contour here, and we contour all the here. Instead of that, I'm going to take the other side, and I'm going to take bronzer. And I'm going to use I'm just dotting it in because here's my bronzer colors. Okay, I know there's more. And these are all color matched. When I do a color match on you, I decide just by looking at your picture, because there's a certain way I want your pictures done, and also a picture of how you wear your makeup, or if you don't wear makeup, and how I can put it together. And I kind of do an analysis of your coloring too, maybe what season you are. But I'm going to take, and I'm just going to bounce it, and I'm going to use my bronzer just keeping it simple. And today's my day off. I have lots of things to do. And so I don't necessarily want to, you know, be all glammed up like I usually am. But you can just see the bronzer. It's just, we've gone over the nose. So we've just put a little freshness to our face, like the sun has kissed us. Let me get a little bit up here. After I finish all this, I'm going to show you something really, we got to get these brows on before they they disappear, you know, me and my brows. So I'm going to take, today we'll skip ahead with brows, and you can actually come in. Let me get this set up good. And I have been working, let me grab my SEINT brow. All right, I don't think this is it. Here we are. See, I have them all laid out. Don't know the names of them, but I assume this is brow. So I'm going to take the SEINT brow, and I'm going to use my bronzer just keeping it simple. And today's my day off. I have lots of things to do. And so I don't necessarily want to, you know, be all glammed up like I usually am. But you can just see the bronzer. It's just, we've gone over the nose. So we've just put a little freshness to our face, like the sun has kissed us. Let me get a little bit up here. After I finish all this, I'm going to show you something really, we got to get these brows on before they they disappear, you know, me and my brows. So I'm going to take, today we'll skip ahead with brows, and you can actually come in, let me get this set up good. And I have been working, let me grab my SEINT brow. All right, I don't think this is it. Here we are. See, I have them all laid out. Don't know the names of them, but I assume this is brow. So I'm going to take the SEINT brow. And again, I talk about, because I like to set that, I'm going to put a little bit of eyeliner, and I'm going to use the bronzer as my eyeshadow. Let me turn my camera a little bit here. So I have to grab my my 10 Doctor light, because you know me, can't see. So I'm gonna take this kind of, let's see what color this is, if it's gonna be deep enough. I'm gonna put my cheaters on and read you the color. I'm trying to be better about working with the colors. This is Astoria. All right. So I'm going to take a little bit of Astoria, and I think this is going to be the best shade. And I'm going to start working. I'm going to lay this in my direction. And again, I'm just trying to work out of one kit quickly. Now, some of you that don't do are blessed with great brows, and you don't have to fill in. I'll show you another trick, and I'm just going to brush this up. And make sure we don't get it too far out there. Look like I said, somebody got you with a Kino crayon. Oh, a Nevada joke. Brush it up. So again, we're working with the same color that we bronzed our face with. Except for I need to fill that right there. All right, so let me do the other one. This one is short, so I have to kind of draw in some lines. All right, let me get I think I'll do a better job with my mirror here and my and I think, again, like I have told you before, I try to get to lower mine, because they're so arched up. And now, for those of you that, like I was just saying, you can just take some, they have so many products available. Now this is going to dry. Okay. I don't want to put this mirror in front of you like I'm so famous for. So this is becoming really universal. Let me get my end in there. I don't have them matched very well. Let me go up here. And any cleanup that I have, I'll show you how we do that. Okay. Now that's, again, Astoria. I'm using it, and that's kind of what I used as, this is instead of a bronzer, this is your contour color. But you could use your bronzer too. I don't think that would be, let's see what color bronzer this is. And this would work too, so it would have, I can't read it. So here's the color if you wanted to use that one, or if you want to use, of course, Bella for your brow. Because, you know, if you weren't getting a contour in your palette and you were just getting your bronzer, then that's the beauty of it, because, you know, you've got multiple. The other thing too I wanted to show you is, and I have these, let me find them. I guess you can take, and this is just one of mine from my makeup kit. You can also take a tinted brow. So those of you that have really nice brows, but you've got some silver going through them, you just can take this and just work it in like this. And then in your color, like I would use brunette, but there's blonde, there's taupe, there's light, there's kind of auburn, and that really works good too. And I've got all kinds of them. Jane Iredale does some really nice ones. Okay, so now what are we going to do? Now, at this point, if you want to use a pencil or eyeliner, that's a great thing. But if it's not something you want to do, but let me just show you something real quick here. Let me get my right brush. You can also do this with your bronzer color. Yeah, we also, if you wanted a little bit deeper, as we get older, pencils have a tendency to put in a pretty fat line. So I try to find different ways, because again, I'm trying to get this all organized in front of me. You know, again, we're talking about, we all have hooded lids at this stage of the game. So you want to keep this part of your eyelid neutralized, either with, like I just did, I used the orange one and neutralized that, so you can use that. But we're going to you can take a little bronzer, put it here. If I'm going to take a little bit of liner, I want that liner right in the, as you can see up close, my eyeliner got turned teal, which I need, it just makes, it's horrifying. So I like to cover that up. The other thing too is I'm used to more of a dramatic eye because of my coloring, the light dark. And but you can take your shadows, you can take your eye, let's say you had an eyeliner pencil, and let me just fake it here, because I have one, I think. You can actually take it, and this is a brow one, so it's pretty thin, but let's say it was you can take it and you can rub it right along the lash line too, your pencil, with a real fine dents. I'm using they're kind of a lip eyeliner pencil brush from SEINT. I don't know what this one's called, and then I can blend it because this is kind of dense. So that's what I'm going to do right now, and then we'll just to put a little definition in there. I'm going to use, let's see, what do I have? I think I'll use, they actually have an eyeliner that you can get in your kit. And this one is black. There's another one, an eyeshadow, that I haven't worked with yet. And I'll tell you, they're the 2 creams that they have. And those, they're right here. And so I've just got those in, so I've been playing with them. So what I'm going to do is see how it works as a eyeliner. So you kind of have to work it out on your hand because they get kind of clumpy. And what's nice about this is you can move it. Get it in the right there next to the lashes. Again, we want to and it's soft enough to put a little bit of enhancement, and I'm going to kind of go thicker at the end. All right, let's try this one. And this cream shadow here, this color is such a beautiful color. It's kind of a neutral brown, which if you're afraid of you know, black, but of course we've got black too. I'm kind of working it out. I'm not going to the complete corner. Now, what I can do too is once I have this down and I kind of have blended it, I can take the lighter shade that I just showed you, and I'm going to flip this brush over and kind of use that color to blend this and keep that lid luminous. Let's see what this would work like. And remember, I like to just kind of put those in. And I'm taking the same color, and I'm not liking maybe the way this brush is, but let's take another one. This is, oh, again, here's Kathy trying to figure out the brush names. Yeah, this is a lot softer brush, so it's not placing so much, but I'm just taking that same color and remember to look forward so you get it in the right. So that's working too as our transition color, just to take that lid up a little bit. Yeah, this brush works much better. This is, again, I'll figure out which one this is. This I thought was just an easy way to add the minimal to your compact and not be so overwhelmed with learning, your SEINT application. Okay, so you can see I'm going to take a little bit and dot it here because we want to lift this out. We don't want to have that big old bulbous, our hood coming over the top, which you see so many that they completely miss the hood. And again, they've got fresh eyes, boy. Those young eyes that didn't have all this. So I'm going to come a little bit, but again, I'm going to go over and put that lighter color on my lid. Okay. I think that's really looking nice. It's just so simple. You can see that I'm going to put a little bit more light, but we've used the same color here, and it's kind of the same color. Let me do this other eye. I dot it in so I get the placement right. That's the whole thing. And then you can start wishing. And at this point, after I get this on, what can we do? We can just, okay, let me put that there. Oh, they come off. Sorry. That's okay. And honestly, if you're not used to doing this, you're set with just putting your, oh, I'm all cattywampus here, with just putting your, sorry about that, your concealer, or I used, the 3D just on the eyes to neutralize, because that's going to give you a younger look anyway, because that's how, as we age, we have so many different discolorations going on. So I'm going to finish up my mascara, and so I'm going to pause for a second, finish up. Okay, I'm back with you. I got my mascara on. You all know how to put that on. And what I use is what I always use. And I love this because it kind of, it's my Jane Iredale. And this is Beyond Lash. This is my lash primer and conditioner. And I'll tell you, I sell so much of this because not only can you use it, you look how long my eyelashes look. You can use it at night on your eyelashes and it conditions them. I have some people that use it on their brows because it keeps it soft. So many of those mascaras with the coal tar in them and the formaldehyde just make it stiff and they can break off. So this goofy mirror here. So that's what I did. I put a coat of the lash primer, and I'll have links on my Jane Iredale so you can go in. And this is the Beyond, but they have several different tubing mascaras that work so well. Next, now, as you can tell, I just need a little bit of lips and a little bit of cheek color as this stupid thing keeps falling down. And let me get that good. And we're out the door. So let's kind of go over, well, let's finish up. Let's say that you wanted to use that you're used to lining your eyes with a pencil, this, you can actually go in and take a good gel pencil. I'm using today, and these aren't very sharp, I'm using Urban Decay, and I'm going in that inner line, and I'm kind of going up in my lashes also. So you can see how that gave me a little bit darker. I'm using a kind of a dark green to kind of match the outer rims of my eyes. You can even come in a little bit corner too, but make sure you're lifting it right. And this is just for, you don't need to do this for people that aren't used to using it. Again, it's not very sharp. So I kind of put the liner in with the contour color, and that's working also. I did do, you can take, you really have to be careful taking that dark line underneath the eye, because you know we're pulling down. You don't want to do that. We want to go this way, and wouldn't we all like to go like that? So that's what I've done so far. Now you can take well, this is kind of getting complicated, so I'm going to kind of work my blend everything in that I've done. I need to add cheek color, so let's get our cheek palette, and we have so many cheek colors, and this is just a start of them. So you can see the convenience here is if you had a double palette, let's say if you wanted some shadows, you've got you could get your neutralizer for your eyelids, and right here, from your 3D, I used Orange 1 because it's a softer consistency. And then I just put in, we can go 2 different highlight colors. Again, we're talking highlight colors or foundation colors, but it's always good to have 2. And I always, even in my practice for all these years as a makeup artist, I've always sold them 2, because sometimes I will have them start with the light in the center and then the dark around or whatever, because on the season, and maybe opposite, instead of having to blend them, they can blend them right on the face. So I'm going to take, let's see this one right here. Whoa. Okay, so let's take my, I'm just going to dot this, and I'm going to work it up. You can, well, I'm trying to keep this simple. I'm going to take my other brush to blend this in. That's just habit. But I want to go back and do another coat of bronzer, because we did that to add a little bit. Again, we're just dabbing it in. I'm sorry. I'll get the hang of this. And I'm going in between, you know, there's all different colors. So, and I want to come down a little bit here. So you're getting the look of a contour without having to use, if so many of you are afraid of contour, because the difference between a contour consistency and a bronzer consistency is a bronzer is much lighter, and it's kind of a more warmer color than the contour colors. They are cooler, and you want that because you don't. I'm just going to take a little bit of my clean up any mess that I made here. we're going to add a lip color, and I like to use, you know, I sell lots of lip pencils, lots of them. But as I've gotten older, I like crayons. And so I'm going to take my Jane Iredale crayon and line my lips. She's got several colors. I can't read what color this is right here, but I'll list it. Because they're creamier, and just that wider, it kind of gives more, you know, we've got lines and we've got bumps, and I've just kind of just gone to that, like I said, and there's so many different, but you want so many different colors out there through different companies, you know, probably Maybelline, you know, some of the drugstore ones have them too, but it kind of gives a softer look. You can also, you know, line them with your, like they do with SEINT, with your contours and so forth. But like I said, I'm trying to keep this so you have a tiny little palette with something that does everything. So let's take a lip brush and let's see. I'm cleaning this off because I want to take the same color that I put on my cheeks Now this doesn't stay real well. I mean, it makes it nice, but if you were to take, they have a setting little palette for setting powder. If you wanted to have it set longer, I would put this on. I would set it with a powder, the setting powder, and then add another coat. I better take my, I look like I've been kissing someone. So there we go. So let's kind of, let me kind of review everything that I did, and so you can kind of get an idea of if it would be a little bit more easier for you to start here than to go with all the contour and the cheetah look with putting everything everywhere. So the first thing I did, I used from the SEINT 3D palette, I used the 01 for my neutralizer on my eyelids, and I put it all over. I also took, there's a brush for that, in which you really, you can use, or you can't use one of your own. I put it right in the well of, remember we have the ditches here? We don't want that concealer all over. We just want to go, and if you've got some dark spots, like I have this zit right here, that I grew this week special for you, we can take, and you know if it's not the right color, and I think that's not the right color because it's probably got eyeshadow on it. So I applied that. First I put a primer on, and that's up to you whether or not you want to do that. Then I went and put the 01, like I just said. Then I took my makeup base, and I used my, brush, and I used this, and I used it wet. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to spray the larger end, and I'm just going to go all over it. And this is going to set for transparency, so it doesn't. And I'm just kind of working it in like this. You can use their sponge, which is great. And this is making it look like skin. You know, so many times you've taken makeup and you put in corrector and concealer and makeup and bronzer, and it just goes on and on and on. So you just have layers and layers, and that's what you don't want. So that's what I'm trying to teach you today. So we just took some of their highlight, and I went with a damp brush, and I went all over my face, blended it in, and no, this brush. I took bronzer and I dapped it in the same brush and worked it in here so you don't look like, whose neck are you wearing? You know, you can blend it around because we got a big white patch here that never gets the sun. And of course I've got that rooster gobble there, and I like to just kind of set that in. I did a little bit of bronzing in here. Then I used the same color to, I used the two cream shadows from SEINT. And I used one to just kind of set over my makeup, you know, as a neutral color. And I'll list the colors there. I don't know them right off. Can't rattle them off right now. And then I took the darker brown and just put it on the base here. And honestly, sometimes you can just go like this and not even use a brush, because we want to keep this light and this just, and kind of stay out of this area. We used the bronzer or the other shadow color as my to do my brows. So there's just a few items that you have in your little palette. So it's small enough, I think, that you can learn how to work with it. And then I took it and used it a little bit as liner. And you want to get it just deep, just to give your eyelashes some deeper, because they get real thin and sparse. So I used my Jane Iredale Lash Primer and her mascara. And then I took a little bit of pencil, and this is completely your choice. You could actually take some if you wanted a little bit more definition around here, but kind of stay out of this area. You don't want to bring this, you don't want it dark. Then I put a little bit more, kind of just filled in all my, because I know that with SEINT Makeup and all the other creams that I've worked with from different brands, it kind of melts into the skin, which that's what gives it that glow and that natural look. You can still look like skin. But I always have to go back and kind of give it a little light coat, you know, because it kind of goes in. So, you know, it just kind of freshes. So I took that opportunity to put a little bit more blusher. Then I took my Jane Iredale Lip Crayon, and again, I mean, you can keep it simple. You can line the colors. The browns are a little bit too dark for the lips, but I like a real neutral. So I lined my lips with my pencil, with my I can't see the name here. And then I used the color that I had put on my cheeks. And that is, let me give you this color. Oh, there's so many different colors. I'll show it to you. I use this one right here. I believe it's Rosewood, if I think. Sometimes you can kind of take it and put your, you know, I like to take a little bit and maybe put out here. I don't want to look like a clown, but I know when I'm doing makeup, I always like to take my blusher and finish it out here, because it just softens that transition. So then, like I said, if you want it to stay longer, put a coat on, put their setting powder on, and then put another coat. So you know, if you like this, if this sounds better for you, that maybe some of the other ones are so overwhelming, give me a thumbs up or give me some comments. I'm not getting too many comments. And if you think that you need to be color matched, there's a link down below that you can be color matched. I'd love to do you. And if I need to help you, I'll help you. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. I know it was I try to do quick. Oh, I talk too much. But give it a thumbs up and a subscribe and hit that bell, because I'm going to, like I said, now that I've got a little bit better setup for recording these, I want to do more of them, and I've got quite a few coming up. So thank you so much for joining me.